Hello, welcome to Reyna Clothier. My name is Reyna. Today we'll be discussing a motivational quote, a business quote today, and we'll kind of dissect it and learn a little bit more about it, and I'll give you my take on it. So let's get started. So Seth Godin, if you guys haven't heard of him, he's considered the ultimate entrepreneur. No quick story of him, his background. So from 1983 to 86, he worked at a software company, and then he had about $20,000 saved at that time, which in the mid 80s is actually pretty good for an individual. And I believe he went to Stanford. He got his he has somewhat of a graduate degree, but he also got his business degree as well. But his background was philosophy. He went to school for philosophy. So the crazy thing about it was he used the $20,000 to start his own production company, his publishing company. And from there, he was known for at least 17 books, and they range from being an entrepreneur to business to marketing. He was inducted in the Direct Marketing Hall of Fame. So very, very passionate individual. And I believe he's, at least in his 50s now. So he's an older gentleman, but he still has great things to discuss, great ideas to talk about. So one of his quotes that he had was, "There's no shortage of remarkable ideas. What's missing is the will to execute them." And again, Seth Godin. When I look at that, I use that almost every day in my life. So there are so many people that I meet on a regular basis that you see potential. You see, wow, especially when you go to these networking events. Before the pandemic, I would do it a lot as well. And you just see them face to face, and you see the ones that presented, the 2-minute elevator speech, and you're like, wow, you want to get on board. You're excited. You're like, wow. But where are they now? Where are the 200 plus people that I met last year that it just blew my mind of the ideas that they had, whether they're in AI or just a regular mom and pop shop. Something happened. They just, quote unquote, didn't execute it. They have a great idea. They even, let's just say, even execute it to a small percentage, but they're never in wholly on it. So that's what I learned as well, and that's what motivates me. That's what tells me, hey, that's why there aren't many entrepreneurs compared to 330 million people in the U.S. There's only a handful. A small percentage of them are business owners that's been there, that have their business more than 20 years. And it's just, you look at those things and you're like, okay, well, if I make this business, do I want it just to last a couple years? Yeah, I might have an exit strategy, but do I want a legacy for this? Do I want my children I want to pass this on to my children? That's not happening a lot. Very, very few individuals here in the U.S. actually pass down their business. Normally it's about one, maybe 2 generations, but it's the first generation typically is where it ends as far as a family business. It's just the sad reality of it. So when you look at those things and you see this quote and you realize, wow, there could be potential in many of us. What's lacking? And lacking is not only to execute. I would take it a bit further than Seth. I would say execute it completely. Execute it every day. Imagine your business is going out of business every day with that mindset. When you have that mentality, you will definitely work harder because it's your baby. It's your bread and butter. It's your pride and glory. Is your business. That's what keeps the lights on. That's what provides for your family. That's what provides for your health and your family's health. So that's what motivates me as well as I transition more and more into my business is I see my kids. I see my two sons. We're expecting a third, if God willing. Pray for us because my wife is 2 weeks before a due date right now, and she's feeling a lot. So it's getting close. It's definitely getting close. And you look at those things, and it comes back to me as a father, as a husband as well. Like, this is my quote unquote baby. This is my pride and glory. This is my bread and butter, is my family. And how I provide for it is this business. So every time when I sit down with a client, every time when I get an objection from a client, every time when a client doesn't, or a potential client doesn't email me back, all these little things, I'm like, okay, it's okay, because I know what the main goal is. And sooner or later, another potential client will call me, and it'll be the easiest business I'll ever make, because they are ready to purchase their garments. I'm ready to provide a great service. But I can't get held up on that potential client not wanting to do business with me for reasons unknown. And those little barriers, I believe that's what stops from executing it completely every day. I would say another word, the grind. You got to grind every day. It's not going to be perfect. Not every client or potential client or potential customer, wherever in business, in type of business you're in, not every person is going to say yes to you. Not every person is going to like what you provide. There are many individuals that call me today that give me advice, but I know that's not good advice. There are many individuals that I've spoken to that are jealous of me. That is real, because they see the potential. And instead of, supporting you and congratulating you, they say, man, I want that. So how can I have it where if I can't have it, he shouldn't either? And that happens a lot. It just is. You're not sabotaging, but you're not their friend either. So it's crazy. But all those things, it still doesn't matter. It's still because you know your game plan. You know your purpose. And I think that's the biggest thing that's kind of going around this quote is, yeah, all ideas can be shut down, but what do you do afterwards? You have a great idea. People think it's crap. Some people think it's good. You just find more of those good people. And that's what I do. When I worked at a financial advisory firm, my biggest saying that I've heard from another financial advisor was, you gotta feed the dog. And I'm like, what do you mean? So you gotta feed your dog. And I'm like, what does that mean? He was like, he showed me kind of a sales funnel, if you will. You have a bunch of people on top, and as it goes down, it's the number of people that would like to buy from you goes all the way down to a small amount. But more likely you have clients, but not from the beginning of how much you thought. 20, 30 people might dwindle down. They might miss an appointment with you. They might not even like you. They might find another advisor. They might be out of town. All these different things, and it narrows down to a single or a couple of clients that say, okay, I truly want to do business with you. So that funnel he used as the dog analogy, that you got to keep feeding your dog. You got to keep feeding the funnel. If you're not bringing new potential clients in, is going to go dry. And it was pretty interesting because I liked it. To me, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I have to keep bringing new people in. How do I do that? By talking to people, whether it's by LinkedIn, whether it's by other social media platforms, or even just going out there and meeting people and networking events. So the more people I talk to, the more potential clients I have, the more ultimately I have more clients. So that's the next step, I would say, to this quote is, once you execute them, continue on, because it is going to get tougher, but sooner or later there is going to be a beautiful part, and that is called free time. you you have the means to where you truly can be free from time. You don't have to worry about time. So you can do a lot of things with that. And my main goal is spend time with my family. So, with that being said, I should conclude now to spend more time with my family here. So, thank you very much for taking your time throughout your day to listen to my videos. Feel free to look at any of my social media pages. I'm very active on all 5 of them. Your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. I post twice daily. And like I said, if you have any questions, you want to meet me or speak to me directly, all my information, my contact information on all of these platforms. So feel free to reach out to me, and I look forward to meeting you one day. So thank you very much, and have a great day.